What's up, keepers, and welcome back to ARS Goalkeeping. I'm Alberto, the goalkeeper coach and glove guru, and today we have a huge video because we're taking one of the first looks at the newest strapless glove out from Adidas, the Adidas X Pro in a black, gray, and blue colorway. These gloves were first seen being used by Kepa during his training at Chelsea and have just recently gone to the main market, with a few big differences from their Predator siblings. And at first, I was a bit peeved at Adidas, releasing another high-end strapless variant of gloves when they could easily put out any great standard strapped model, instead of these strapless or removable models that they have flooding the market right now. And although I have yet to use a strapless pair of gloves that outshines the best strap gloves, I am always on the lookout to see if anyone can make their own perfect piece of goalkeeping tech. So let's take our first looks at this Adidas X Pro. And right out of the bag, you can see the differences between these two gloves. There's a new backhand material replacing the demon skin on the Predator Pro, which I have to applaud. The wrist entry spot is much smaller than the Predator, and it isn't angled. Plus it has a much tighter fit that wraps around the wrist snugly after a little bit of wrestling and messing with the stretchiness of the wrist entry's knitted material. And it feels nice to see that maybe Adidas is listening to what we have been saying about the previous Predator models, because the backhand on this X model is much more padded and feels a lot nicer than the Predators do. And the palm has a brand new URG 2.0 as latex, and there are ridges across the bottom latex area that work as durability zones, changing from the pre-cut ridges on the palm and that dimpled durability zone used on the Predator models. Both gloves come in a negative cut and have opted to not roll the latex over the thumb, which is a huge mistake if you ask me, but this new backhand material comes off as a lightweight while still being relatively decent when it comes to padding. And the way it hugs the back of your hands make the X feel a whole lot nicer and closer fitting than most strapless gloves, especially with this really good wrist insert. It's super small at the beginning, but it does stretch out and tighten to recreate a good fit on the hands. Sizing wise, I went with my normal size 9 in these, and it seems a little too tight. If possible, I would recommend and opt going up a half size, as these gloves fit a whole lot tighter than I expected. And on the ball, the fit and feel was pretty good. There wasn't too much of a learning curve to using them, and volleyed service to the chest felt easy and fun to deal with. Now you know I love to keep it real with you guys, so we gotta talk about a few big red flag areas or things that I don't like going into this review. First up, URG 2.0S. No one used a Predator Pro and thought, this latex should be lighter, so I don't really understand the idea behind it. Next, this is a massive issue for me, is the fact that the thumbs do not have rolled latex, which leaves the mesh gussets to grip onto the ball as you try to get a normal ergonomic catch. Now this doesn't per se make catching the ball or even holding it with one hand impossible, but it does weaken the strength of your catch and grip on the ball, making the best performance possible difficult when you can't properly get your thumbs on the ball, and it's something I personally detest seeing on high level goalkeeping gloves. Roll that thumb with latex or get out of that market. And the final red flag that came out has to be the action and feeling between my fingers on awkwardly caught shots. And this can be primarily due to sizing, but when it felt like the gloves got pulled in any certain way or an awkward way to the side, I felt an immense pressure on the finger crotch area between my fingers, enough to make me want to take off my gloves and investigate what the heck was happening. This is probably best fixed by going half a size up, and it doesn't happen often, but it was enough to give me some annoying pain and get under my skin. So sizing is a huge factor when it comes to performance. But what has to be the greatest letdown is how Adidas made so many leaps and bounds to improve on the areas they let us down with on the other strapless models to just keep their negative cut with no rolled thumb. It does hinder the ability of the keeper and performance of the glove by a massive factor, especially taking out the ability and grip your thumbs have on the ball. And you can see how hard it is for me to find that sweet spot on the glove to get the thumb latex to do its job and help make that one-handed hold possible, which it finally does do, but the thumb not being wrapped has a huge effect on the performance. So that's it for our first impressions of the Adidas X Pro. A lot of great new features showing us that the Adidas is definitely getting closer to the perfect non-strapped model, but there still seems to be a lot of room for improvement. Make sure to check back in soon for their full infield review and to check back in and see how durable they are for keeper training. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button down below and leave your comments down below as well. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all very soon.